Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. Hope you all had a great weekend. Today it is Monday the 20th of March, and on Monday we are always going to look at the markets with a little bit of a broader perspective. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Without further ado, let's start diving in. We're starting off with BTC USD on the daily. And yeah, it's pretty clear we had this broadening wedge. We broke out here. We had one red candle. That was kind of the retest. And then on Sunday and now today we are pushing out green candles. And therefore we bullishly broke and retested out of this broadening wedge. Right above us we right away are entering some resistance. I also stated this last week already, 28,700. That is where I have an important start of a cluster of resistance, and just above is also the 78.6 of a much broader fib retracement. This was the golden pocket where we quite easily went through, and then this is the 78.6 from that same fib retracement. And where does it come from? Well, then actually there's this cluster of trading, and I also put a volume profile here, and there you can also see that the value area low of this area also nicely lines up with that 28,700, and then we have the point of control of this area at 30,000, and then we have the value area high of that area at 30,700. Those will be definitely areas I'm looking at to trade. To maybe trade from the upside to the downside, because once we start entering that area, and this is really what I'm looking out for. What was previous support and resistance, and what can we now trade? And of course maybe taking out the liquidity of these highs, since we have never done that. We just crashed all the way through, so that will be super interesting to see. But there is something on the bull side that kind of concerns me, and that is that volume is dying out. As you can see here, the volume candles are going down also on other time frames. For example, the 12 hour already a little bit less. Here on the 8 hour is also pretty well visible. 4 hour I think was kind of okay. This was of course a bit of the weekend, but the real volume starts to die out, and therefore this could signal that the market is just being pushed by retail, because usually those are the less buyers. It would also maybe make sense for us to go a little bit lower. I can't believe it. From the bottom to the top we pumped up almost 44% without any significant retracement or any downtime. And then at the same time we're still seeing that the money flow here is just very much to the zero level. VWAP is lower. Momentum wave maybe wants to curve over again, and this RSI is still almost kind of very much melted together, which signals strength. But I said already multiple times that usually it's somewhere between 30 and 50 or 30 and 60 candles that it is together. We're now talking about 62 candles that these RSIs are together, so it wouldn't make sense if they would decouple, and therefore that we are losing a little bit of the strength, and that would be completely fine. If that happens, what are the levels that I'm looking out for? Well, most logically of course would first be that white support and resistance line, but just from a fib retracement standpoint I will be looking at the 0.5 or the golden pocket. The golden pocket actually is quite nice, because that lines up then with the point of control of this range, and just above we have the macro value area high that really comes in all the way back here from June. And then underneath we have the very low, but this whole area actually would be very nice. That is 22,000, let's make it 22,700 to 23,400. That actually would be a very nice area. Would we go lower? Would we really surpass here the 21,500 and taking out these lows, what we have done in the past? Actually I think we're also going to take out these lows right here, and then we're just going lower. Might happen with the whole story about the banks, but so far it's looking kind of good. But I would be very cautious if you are wanting to enter any long trades. So that is for now BTC the macros. Tomorrow we would look a little bit deeper into like trading levels really at this area. Oh sorry, really at the area right here, or maybe higher where we then are, what kind of trades I'll take. But this is kind of the macro what I'm looking out for right now for retracers or any move higher. And like I also said last week, there's actually not so much resistance here above us. to approximately 29k, except for then what I just showed you, so that is interesting to see. Then quickly look at ETH. I know that we actually took off the channel last week, but I'm kind of still playing with it. And I was like, well, if you kind of redraw it a little bit, extended it, then you could say that this was just a deviation of that channel, and that we just still nicely hit the center line so many times. It was support and resistance, and also the top has been support and resistance so many times. So actually, I'm still liking this channel, I'm still playing with it. And at the same time, if we then pull a fib from the absolute high to the absolute low, then we can also see that the golden pocket comes in right between the point of control here at 1570 and 1530, so not so much of a gap, and that's actually also a very nice area. If we would go low from here to maybe go there, stay there a little bit, and then to go higher, so that would be a first bearish target for me. If I would redraw this a little bit, and I will put it here, then actually that golden pocket is also nice, because then it lines up with the value area high of this bigger range here at 1670 to 1680. That would also be a super nice area if we would go lower to bounce there and then go higher. Then again, you're creating a higher low on this bit of a macro time frame, so that actually would also be super nice. Other than that, on the upside, to be honest, there is not so much that holds us back for going higher. So ETH really moves at the same time with BTC. So if BTC is moving higher, I could see this suddenly just go much higher, much faster. Then I'm still looking out for 2030. If I'm also scrolling here a little bit, then you can see that yes, we had the spike here, but other than that, there's not so much market structure. So in this whole area, just above where we are right now, starting off from approximately 1790 all the way up to 2030, I don't see a lot of resistance. Once BTC is really flying off, I think ETH is definitely going to reach that 2030, and after that I have 2160. So those are the most important levels for ETH. Other than that, it looks pretty strong. If you're looking here at the 4 hour, money flow still curving up. Yes, we are making bearish divergences on all kinds of time frames, but to be honest, it just keeps on going. It's pretty insane, but I also here would be very careful with putting in a big long position. Just make sure you have a very tight invalidation. Here you can see a price is just constantly making new highs, and we have all kinds of bearish divergences popping up, but nothing plays out. Matter of fact, let me quickly pop back to BTC on the 4 hour. Here you can also see it. Pretty insane actually. Where is it here? We're having the price going higher. This is a bearish divergence not playing out. This is our second bearish divergence. Maybe it plays out, maybe it doesn't. I would be careful, mainly because also here money flow is very strong here on the 4 hour. So you definitely want to see that really coming down. As a matter of fact, it looks like we are even printing now again a green dot, so that would catapult us, or that could fuel another move to the upside. Then quickly the S&P 500. This is kind of the same as what we were looking at last week. This is on the daily. We have our lows right here. We have our highs. We already had an intermediate golden pocket right here at the white diagonal support and resistance line that came in from 2022, and I said it already multiple times. This is really the area to hold. If we start breaking below that support and resistance line, I'm looking out to take out these lows right here at the golden pocket, 3750 to 3775 for the S&P 500. So 3750 to 3775. That is my first major target. But to be honest, if we start breaking it and we're going there, I actually think, since we already quite spent some time here, it might be a pretty fast move down if we do not recover quickly. So we do not do something like this pretty fast. I think if we do something like this, eventually we are going lower and going to take out those 3500. That is the macro for now. Then the dollar index, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing right here. We had that low that was created here. This is, by the way, on the 4 hour. We went all the way up. Now we're going lower. These lows right here have not touched the 0.5. So what would be nice, could actually happen today already, is that we maybe go to the 0.5. It is 103.37. to take out the liquidity here and then to go higher, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we do something like this on the golden pocket, where we test these lows again, hit that golden pocket 102.6 to 102.7 and really creating that bigger higher low, and then you have your ultimate low here, and then this one, then you do it like this, and then this is then your high low, and then eventually to go higher to the 109, 110 macro golden pocket. That's still what I'm looking out for, but you want to see this on a bit of a bigger time frame to be confirmed as a higher low, and the 0.5 to the golden pocket, that for me will be a super preferred area. If we are really going much lower, I don't know, because then you have a slight higher low, so that is then missing a little bit of strength. What is something that could cause the DXY to move a lot this week? Same for the S&P and for Bitcoin. That is the FOMC meeting that we have on Wednesday. They will most likely rise the interest rates with 0.25%. Matter of fact, 67% right now, so a bit more than half is expecting that we are going to get a rate hike of 25%, or sorry, excuse me, 0.25% or 25 basis points. To be honest, I am in the same camp. I think 0.5% at this moment in time is just a little bit too much, but the Fed can also not hike 0% to say, hey, we're staying flat, because that would maybe look too dovish, and since the inflation is a little bit sticky, we have everything going on now with banks. This morning came out that Credit Suisse is being taken over by UBS Bank in Switzerland. We of course had everything with Silicon Valley Bank, and there's just so much going on now again with the banking sector. This would not be the time to say, you know what, we're doing 0%, and we're going to look at the next data and then rate hike. I think 0.25% is the way to go. You still signal that you will do whatever it takes to get inflation down, but you want to be cautious and not throwing banks in front of a bus by asking super high interest rate by 0.5%, because that might move the whole banking sector. So I think this is actually the way to go. And then of course 32.8% expects no rate hike. And again, like I said, I am in this camp, 0.25%. I think that is the way to go. We will find out on Wednesday. Alright guys, that was the update for today, and of course the title, that was a little bit of clickbait, but that is just also because we just have been pumping up so much for BTC and for ETH. I think ETH is even more, what is this? Look at this, a little bit less, sorry, a little bit less, a bit more than 30%, but almost everyone has been in profit in the last week or 2 weeks or so, so maybe we can all afford ourselves a Lamborghini soon again if we just keep on pumping up. Stay careful, you know my point of view. I will be very careful here with longing, and will most likely look more for shorts once we really start breaking market structure and rolling over, but that might take some time. All eyes are on Wednesday. That will be really it now for today, guys. Thank you so much. And of course, also don't forget to like, subscribe, click on the bell, click, and also if you don't miss anything, leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description, and I'll see you guys very soon again. Bye bye.